Now let's move a little bit farther in the back. Let's get an actual back shot to them.
Say what?
Let's give these Germans a back shot. Welcome back to Mr. Bunal Gaming, Master of Command. Hey, what's going on here with my screen here? Why can't I continue anything? It's almost like we just had a brand new update. What happens when we click on new campaign? What is this? What is this? The Holy Roman Empire? That's right. We just got the brand new free DLC from the developers of Master of Command. It's not just me. It's available to everybody. It's on Steam. I'm just telling you that we now have it. The Holy Roman Empire. Just got to say thanks again to developers, Armchair Historian, and the team. A free DLC, like what, 6 weeks I think after launch. Awesome. Hey, I'll take it. That's awesome. I'm really, really excited. There's lots of new stuff. I can already see right now that there's new artwork. Infantry hangars. Chaplain, I think we already had. Let's see. I feel like the graphics look a little bit crisper. That might just be me. I feel like it looks a little crisper. I don't know. This is a new toe worms. Okay, yeah, it's a new item. And gun tools. Okay, yeah. So we got new stuff basically. Okay, we've got a brand new country, Holy Roman Empire, a free DLC. We've got new things to explore. I am super stoked.
And there was much rejoicing.
I also want to really quickly say that if you saw my video about my channel update, we are going to change and update the way that we've been editing and playing the game. I'm hoping that this video here will be a long form strategy how-to video. We're going to play the game as this new Holy Roman Empire DLC, and as we go through, I'm going to do my best to explain what I'm doing, why I'm doing it, and then show the real world consequences, right? So we're gonna how we get money for from the economy, what we're gonna buy, where we're gonna put it, and then in the tactical battle how that translates to the tactical battle. So that's kind of a lot of setup here, but what I'm trying to say is that this video might be long, but I want you to please look down in the description. I've put a lot of timestamps. They should be pretty darn accurate, and I'm hoping that helps you jump around and find what you want to watch and not be daunted by the runtime. Or go ahead and sit back, relax, get a drink, get some popcorn, and watch the whole video. So, before we jump in, again, I am a brand new channel, Mr. Bunal Gaming, and I would adore you if you would please subscribe to my channel, give this video a like, give me a comment, tell me if you are enjoying my content, if you like the slower editing that I'm doing in these videos, in the last couple videos I've been doing, if I should play a different game. Is there another Paradox game you want to see? So without any further ado, let's go ahead and jump into the brand new free DLC from the Armchair Historian Master of Command Holy Roman Empire DLC. Before we jump into the gameplay, let's go ahead and just take a quick look at this new playable nation in Master of Command. Right, so we have the Holy Roman Empire. It draws on many states to field forces that function as a jack of all trades, offering broad options capable of handling most tasks. They also replenish their ranks through a robust muster stance. I wonder does that mean we have a new stance, I wonder, that will replenish us? Let's see. Many of these contingents suffer from poor morale and are chronically short of professional troops, limiting their staying power in hard fighting. Okay. I see. Drilling is replaced with mustering, raising reservists and recruits. Ooh. Recruitment option at settlement -2. Ooh. Okay, so far this is interesting because one of my big strategies I've been doing is the drilling piece, and this takes it away. So that'll make this strategy video fun, which is a strategy I've not tried yet. It seems from what they're saying here is when we're stacking our armies, you probably want to focus a lot on morale and things to make our army more robust if they're going to have problems staying power. Okay, if we look over here, the Kree's contingent. I completely miffed that word on my last video, contingent. I don't know why I couldn't say that word earlier. My bad. Yeah, so I mean basically, right? So this contingent, this war contingent, is from all pieces of the empire. So there's going to be a bunch of different countries, different units, colors that we're going to field in our army. I want to check out down here the regiment unlocks. These are the new unlocks we can get. If we have 12 recruits, we can get the Bavarian artillery. If we have 10,000 reservists, as the Saxony, we spend 10,000 reservists on unit purchases in the campaign. Oh my gosh, this one called the Holy Roman Number Generator. Reach Act 3 without purchasing units at barracks, relying on encounters and free units as the Holy Roman Emperor. Oh man. Win a battle in which your army outnumbers the enemy in field by 2 to 1. So these are, again, a bunch of different missions and things we can do in-game that will unlock new units that we can then purchase and use in-game. You can see we obviously have unlocked a couple for Prussia already, some for Britain. Finally, Imperial Patriot combat effectiveness plus 5% per unique regiment in an army. So the more unique units we have, the better their combat effectiveness is. We start with 250 food, 300 gold, 500 reservists, and 250 ammo. Oh, okay, an 1800, 1600. Okay, you'll have quite a bit of men. Okay, let's go ahead and jump in here now to this new DLC, to this new Mr. Banal Gaming Master of Command deep dive into strategy. Let's do it. Let's go ahead and jump in here. When you're starting any game, right, we're going to have to pick our difficulty settings. When you go to custom, you can kind of see how the difficulty settings are stacked. When we're looking at the easiest major, right, it's all the green modifiers, the positive modifiers on, and all the debuffs the not positive, the negative modifiers off, right? And then the exact opposite for martial, which is the hardest, or has all the negative modifiers on, all the positives off, right? And so then you can mix and match as you like. You can also toggle on Iron Man mode. I think we all know what that means. That means you can only have one, I think, the save at a time. You can't save scum, basically. And historic enemies is checked off. So, right, if we wanted to go to not have historic enemies, our army, the Holy Roman Empire, would be able to fight potentially Austria, France, or ourselves, where we only want to fight Prussia and Britain. Okay, let's go ahead and jump in here. Oh my gosh, I am so excited, guys, right? This free brand new DLC from the Armchair Historian for Master of Command. We are playing as the Holy Roman Empire, Frederick Michael. We get 0.5% combat effectiveness per unique regiment in our army, and our drilling is replaced with mustering, where we can raise reservists and recruits. Our recruiting options in settlements are lacking, and there was a mission we just saw that if we don't get any recruits at the barracks until Act 3, we can unlock a unit. We might try and do that. Okay, here we are at the Act screen, right? So this is the screen that you come to in the game when we are now going to pick what perks we're going to win and where we're going to fight and what enemies we're going to fight. So in this example here that we have, we've only been given Prussia as an enemy. You can see that here in this top screen, this top picture where you see the Prussian flag. If we were going to be able to fight Britain, Austria, another one, then they would show up here. There are chances that you would have potentially two different countries in one location, where you'd have Britain and Prussia potentially, and then you'd fight both those in that act. Since all three of these enemies are the same, that kind of moots that point for us, right? There could be a situation where I might want to fight only Russia versus fighting Prussia, because maybe I think they're harder, or I only want to fight Austria, whatever it is. I could then choose, that might be a reason why I choose one of the locations here versus another. As we move down, we're going to see what our side quests are going to be, right? So these two things here are different encounters or locations on the map that we're going to have to fulfill to then get a reward. So for this first example, we'd have to go reinforce 4 outposts, and once we did that, we would be rewarded Palatine Musketeer with a level 2 veteran status. We would also, for this same act, be asked to secure 5 battlefields, and for that we would be rewarded a doctrine of rumor moante. That was more Spanish or Italian version. Rumor moante? I don't know how to say that. That would give us 6 reservists and ammunition daily, but we'd lose 2 gold daily, right? So basically, let me say that again. When we're looking at different acts to pick, we want to look at first, who are we going to fight? Is that a country we want to fight? Is it 2 countries? Is there an act on here that we would prefer to fight over the other based on just who we're fighting? After that, we're going to see 2 different options, and we're going to have 2 different encounters that we have to do on the map, and they'll have rewards. So that's the next criteria. When looking at this top line, we can either get 4 outposts, 4 convoys, or secure 3 battlefields. As we get into the game, we'll look at and discuss what each of the different encounters are, but it is safe to say that some encounters, in my opinion, are better than others, or might have a better reward than others. If you look down here at the bottom, it's also secure 5 battlefields, raid 5 settlements, capture 4 forts. Overall, having played the game before, I feel like these are all fairly decent engagements, fairly decent things to do on the map, so none are major red flags to me. If, for example, one was go to 5 slums, that is not one of my favorite encounters on the map, and that might be a reason not to select that map or that act, because there's a encounter you don't want to do. So we've now determined that all the countries are the same. That doesn't matter. All the different encounters are roughly the same too. That doesn't matter. Now it comes down to what the rewards are. We've already talked about this. We can get a Palatine Musketeer level 2, and this would also be we get 6 reservists and ammo daily minus 2 gold daily. This one would be Saxon Grenadiers, and ammo consumption negative 35%. And then the final one would be a Bavarian Musketeer, item and sale at settlement plus 15%. So now we kind of have to figure out what do we want to do and what makes the most sense here. There's a couple really good options here. Let's first take a look at the top line. Overall, they're all infantry units. There are 2 that are level 2. I mean, if I had to pick, I guess I might pick this third one, the Bavarian. He seemed like he might be one of the better ones. Well, I mean, they all got pluses and minuses. That's kind of a wash to me. The doctrines, though, these are all really good too. Gaining 6 reservists and ammunition, I feel like that could be pretty strong. This is Act 1, right? So we have 3 acts. Having minus 35 ammo consumption the entire game is pretty huge, but we're not going to be able to use the ammo to drill anymore. Item sale at settlements plus 15% as well. That's also pretty big at the beginning of the game. This is actually pretty difficult, I would say. Oh boy, this is actually kind of difficult. I am going to allow the raid 5 settlements to determine my decision. Number one, having the negative 35% throughout the entire game, I think is going to be huge. It's going to save us a lot of money on resources. Also, raiding 5 settlements. We are already likely going to be wanting to raid multiple settlements, and having that be part of the mission is perfectly fine. And raiding settlements actually gives us quite a bit of resources as well. And then the Grenadiers, this is really kind of a wash. That's okay, but just with the convoy is okay as well. I think we're going to go raid Silesia. I also noticed I think this is a new button down here, reroll. Let's go ahead and just hit this button and see if we can reroll our thing and if there's something better that we can get. It also has 0 next to it, so I don't think it's going to cost us any gold. Let's try, reroll. Okay, it didn't cost us anything. We still don't have any other options to fight. Okay, so let's do this one more time. Let's see what we got to work with. All infantry, nothing crazy. See, here's the slums. Okay, and infantry move speed is not a huge deal for me, so I would go ahead and say no, not this one at all. We're gonna miss out the settlements. That's kind of crappy. All resources cost at 15%. Let's re-roll one more time. Let's see what happens. It still doesn't cost us anything to do it. Okay, here we go. Okay, we finally got a Briton and Prussian enemy. Okay, this is getting a little dangerous here because you can just keep re-rolling. We finally got 2 Britons over here though. I don't think like this perk right here, right? We don't have drilling anymore as Holy Roman Empire. I don't think we can use this one. So let's re-roll one more time, and this is our last one. This is our pick. We do get a Britain version. Okay, so we can either fight Britain or Prussia. I kind of want to find Britain. I wouldn't want to get that flanking damage plus 20%. I don't want that. Okay, don't tell me. I'm going to re-roll it one more time. There's some crappy. I got back to our original one. We're going to go raid Silesia. It's going to give us minus 35% ammo consumption throughout the entire game, and we will get a Saxon Grenadier. We're going to go for 4 convoys and 5 settlements. So let's continue here and jump into the game, finally. Act 1, Silesia. So again, I'm hoping to really go slower here and really deliberately discuss what we're doing and why we're doing it. So hopefully you're kosher with that here. Okay. When we open up our screen, we are in the camp screen. These are our two generals here, brigade generals. These are our two brigades. Up in the left corner here is our main general, right? They're going to be represented on the tactical battle screen as their own unit. When we look down here at our brigade generals, they are going to be represented by their first unit here. One quick strategy I already point out is that for my general, probably going to want to have that be an infantry, because if this vanguard unit gets killed or destroyed or it's in major combat, you can lose the general because that's who's tied to that first unit. And if it's a cav unit, there's a greater chance of that in my opinion. So I want to put the infantry there for right now. We might turn one of these generals into a full cavalry brigade, and at that point then there would only be cavs in the brigade, so that's okay. But right now when we're starting off, let's have only infantry be in the leadership spot. Okay, so once you've now kind of moved your armies around and shifted so that your brigade commanders have an infantry unit, if that's what you want, come look down here in the lower right. This is our inventory area of all the items we have and will collect throughout the game. When you start any game, you have a couple items that they start you off with. First thing I want to point out is you can kind of see these two right here are glowing yellow. Those are excellent units, right? They're excellent items. So if we look over here, regimental staff chaplain, excellent. Those are obviously some of the best items you want to have. So in theory, whenever we are filling up and upgrading our units, we would love to have them all with gold glowing items. What the chaplain does is it gives you morale of plus 12, which is pretty good. And that's something we might need for our armies. If you remember from the beginning, these guys have low morale, and it restores 25% casualties. So that's pretty good. You can also see that this is categorized as a staff officer. That comes in handy because you can only have one per category in a unit. We can only have one staff officer per unit. And here's a perfect example. So if we come to our unit here and we give them the chaplain, then I can now not give them the surgeon, because you can only have one of that type per army. Next we see here are glowing blue items. Those are good. You can see that here, right? So this is a musket. You'll see that our musket we have is not glowing blue, it's basic, it's regular. So let's go ahead and give them, our vanguard unit, a good musket. This is infantry hangers. These are new, I think. I don't think I've seen these before. A simple infantry hanger worn at the hip offers a modest edge in a charge, reliable and in hand-to-hand combat. So this adds melee damage +4 and charge +2. It's good for infantry. We'll give them here to the vanguard as well. And then we see this, you can see this icon here in the corner of items that will tell you that this is for cavalry only, this is for infantry only, and nothing there I think can go to everybody. And there's obviously a cannon for artillery. So this is a cav breastplate, we'll give them that. One thing to note though is there is a ding to the move speed, -6 move speed, because there's heavy breastplates, right? You have to kind of determine if that's what you want. Is speed more important than resisting the damage? Maybe yes, maybe no. Finally, there is this basic medicinal herbs, right? So what this is going to do is after the battle, it's going to restore our units at 15% more, and attrition is when we're marching and start losing men, we will lose less men of this brigade. Let's go ahead and just give them to this here. One thing here is these guys have worn muskets basic, right? Let's go ahead and just give him a little bit better of a musket, even though they're both basics. Okay, so this is now our first part of our turn, right? We've started the game, we've picked selected our act where we're going to fight. We've now moved around our army so that our infantries are the vanguards of each brigade. We've then assigned the different items we had to the different units. Now let's go ahead and see the real world. War is upon us. One of the first things we can do is we can visit the supply cache that's right in front of us. It's generally right there so that we can go ahead and kick off the game and start making some money, get some money in our coffers so that we can build up our army as soon as possible. Before we do that, let's take a quick look at just what the map shows us as of right now. Let's zoom out. Right, so we're in the top of the map. If we come over here, we can see that this town has 2 red items here. That means that they don't like us and the modifiers are negative here. Whereas this town here is green. So these are positive modifiers. This looks like our headquarters. The bad guys that will come after us, they got 10,800 men. Right here in the corner is a flag. If you click on that button when you are away from the headquarters, it will take you to show you where the headquarters is. This one, I guess, too, will show you where the convoys are. That's interesting. I haven't tried that before. And this will show you where settlements are. So these are kind of our side quests. Now, when looking at this overall map, right, what we want to do is first establish and know where we are on the map. Are we top, middle, bottom? Are we close or near to friendly cities or negative cities? It's my opinion and my strategy right now that we're going to want to likely raid almost every city as we march through the game. Once we go to a city, we can buy items there, we can sell items, we can get some supplies like ammo, reservists, and food. Once I buy all the food or the ammo out of a city, it does not replenish to my knowledge. You'll never go back to that city and there'll be more ammo there. The items don't replenish either, right? So if I buy all the items or I sell, so to take all the gold out of the city, there's not a dynamic economy that's going to have more money going in and out. And not that there needs to be, but just know that fact that it does not replenish. So once I go to this first city and I buy all the ammo and food and any items they have that I want, it doesn't really serve a purpose after that, in my opinion. Please leave a comment if you feel differently. It's just going to sit there, and especially if it's over here in the corner of the map, I probably won't ever come back to it. So I'm likely going to raid the town. What that's going to do is going to give me more money and free resources. It's also going to call the enemy towards our city, towards us, which potentially will give us more things because we'll have a fight that we might want to fight. So again, that's a long way to say that when we're marching through the map, I'm thinking that we want to, every time we go to a city, we're going to buy everything we want out of it, and then we're going to raid the city and strip it. In Act 1, I want to spend as much time in Act 1 getting as much resources and veteran status of my men as we can, because the enemies in Act 1 are the easiest they're going to be, and the items are the cheapest they're going to be. So right here, we should be leaving Act 1 wealthy and a strong core unit. The final piece of the strategy here is, again, just look at where we are on the map and then what is the kind of path we might want to take. You know, just looking at this overall, this city over here might want to be one of my last because they're one of the only very friendly cities. Item sale cost +2, 20% right here. Okay, yeah. So I might want to march basically here to all the cities that don't like me, either swing around this long way and then cut back across here and then back down. I want to basically raid and get as much money and stuff as possible, and then come to this city where we have better money item costs coming in, and then sell everything and get as much money as possible. Raid that city, right? Get as much money out of there. Probably raid that city, and then at that point we'd be marching all the way back over here to our friendly city to buy and stock up for the final battle, HQ1. That's my overall, seeing this map, seeing where we're at right now, this is my overall strategy. March around, raid as many cities as possible, end on the friendliest town so that we can stock up and buy as much as we can there for the best rates, and then face our HQ1 battle. And to get that kicked off, let's go ahead and jump into the supply cache battle. So when we come to encounters on the larger map, this is the basic thing we'll see. We'll see a little story, and then we'll have a couple options, right? So do we want reservists, do we want provisions, or do we want ammo? To get any of these things, we're going to have to fight a small army, small detachment. Just looking at the amount, so how I would pick this too is knowing that when we go to a city that the general price of each of the items, like what is the best option, the cheapest, or what's the best value? I feel like, let's take the ammo. I think that's the best one. And now we're going to face an enemy army of 3,600 men. We have 5,900 men. You can see they have one general, one brigade, 2 infantry recruits, and a cav. We have 3 infantry and a cav. Let's fight this battle. Here we go. This is our first battle as the Holy Roman Empire in our long-form strategy game. Long-form strategy video. Here we are. one of the first things we want to do when we're looking at a new map is find the high ground. The high ground is outside of our place where we can put our men, but neither of us have artillery right now, so let's go ahead and just stand in the corner and defend the corner, basically. Right, so we mentioned this. Our general has his own unit. Then we have our brigade. Our vanguard unit has a general, right, and it is noted here by the general icon with the army. Also, the blue circle around. They're going to give a morale boost to our armies, so we can actually move this guy over here. So we're boosting these guys too, but they have a general too. Okay. This should be a pretty quick one. Let's go ahead and deploy and hit fast forward. Let them come to us. You can click on the enemy armies and you can kind of look at their status as well. We can see that these guys are working with basic worn out stuff. They do have some buffs, at least that guy does. What's this guy got? Yeah, okay, they got a little buffs too. But overall, shouldn't be anything to worry about. Okay, one of the things I want to talk about real quick is, I guess one of the first strategies you want to think of when we're thinking of how to set up an army here. And I am not any kind of 18th century war expert at all. I just play one on TV. But basically, right, the overall what we want to do is, number one, we'd want to occupy the high ground. We could have actually probably moved up and occupied the high ground. Not a huge deal that we didn't. Let's actually back up a little bit, though. What we're going to want to do is basically, right, form a line. This is our fire line. The longer our line is, the more of our troops can shoot at once. If they're bunched up into a column with like a 10-man column, then only 10 rifles or 20, a front row and a back row can fire at once. If it's a huge line of 100 men, long line of 3 deep, right, then you can get 100 men, maybe 200 men shooting at once, a single volley. That's what we want. We want volume of shots. When these guys are going to be coming up, we're going to want to have, if possible, 2 or 3 of our units attacking each one of their units. And since this is a small battle, that's going to be pretty easy to show and pretty easy to do. But as the battles get bigger and bigger, it's more strategic about who you're wanting to select. But it's really not that difficult, right? You make a line, you want to bring them in as best as possible. You want to focus your fire, as many units as possible firing on a single unit, to cause a weak point there, right? To make that guy route so that you can exploit a hole in their line and then flank from either side and then start rolling up the units down the line that way. But as of right now, what we're going to do is we're going to form a line. We do have a bit of an angle there, which is another thing you kind of want, is that so that when the armies are coming in, they're being hit from the flank on one side and being engaged from the front on the other side. And if you could have a kind of a double angle, right, then they're getting flanked on both sides and in the front. Would be an excellent strategy as well. So let's keep going. Our infantry, oh, there's a supply train. Okay, let's get back there. Our infantry is spread out. Our dragoons are here, okay. So right, I'm going to take these guys and I want them both to engage these guys. Let's slow it down. Boom, there we go. Wait, who got shattered? Oh, was that my supply? Crap. Am I going to lose my supply unit already in the first mission because I forgot to move them up? Hopefully not. But anyways, these guys are engaging here. We're going to flank with our dragoons there. And now you have these guys, again, engaging both here. I have a feeling like their cav is going to try and flank us. Let's quickly pause and discuss a couple things right now as our battle has kicked off. Number one, again, kind of like I was mentioning, we have this army unit, right, firing directly at this enemy. Then we've brought over a unit to be able to flank from an angle, right? So these guys should be causing a higher percentage of damage because they're hitting from the side. And if we want, we could even kind of move them up a little bit better. So they're flanking even more. Similar things happening here. We have one guy here engaging up front, and then we have our dragoons hopefully engaging from the side. We see that their cav is going to come around and try to start flanking us, so I'm bringing my general around to prepare for that inevitability. Also, when we look here at the actual units on the left, you can see that these guys have already caused 17 casualties to our enemy. This enemy has lost 74 men, taken 27. Those 27 are from here. You can see that there. Okay, let's jump back in. Yep, okay, so these guys are now charging in. Yep, okay, we got a shot off, that's good. Let's get both guys to charge in here and fight. Okay, let's see what we got. Let's slow it down a little bit. What we got to do is we got to get this blue line past that first one right there. That's the morale, and once that happens, they're going to break, which is going to happen right now. Boom. Now I'm going to take my general, and I want to chase them down. I guess I want to chase both down. And I want them to shatter, because once they shatter, I believe that means we fully captured the unit, and we get more perks. We get more loot from them. So let's make sure we can try and get these guys to shatter if possible. And we've got to do that right now because we need to do that right now because once we rout everyone, once all the enemy units are retreating, that is when we win the battle, right? So in theory, we want to get these guys shattered before these guys retreat, because if these guys all retreat, the battle's over and I can no longer shatter these guys. These guys can now the dragoons can now come behind and start to flank seriously these recruits. Same thing here. These guys should be firing directly into the side. And once we do that, once they've fired, let's go ahead and just charge, see what happens. Here they go. It looks like we are doing a pretty good job. I think we're maintaining our morale, or we were. Let me pause it real quick. Okay, these guys have a 17 melee, combat effectiveness minus 15%, charge 19. And let's see, my guys, '23. I don't know, we'll see. Hopefully they continue to kick butt. I feel like we're starting to lose our morale quickly, but they're losing their morale fairly quickly too, I guess. Okay. I think we got it. I think we're going to push them back. Did these guys ever catch up? I think they did. So there's no more name over these guys. I think they... Yeah, they shattered them, I think. Let's see. Will they be able to shatter those guys? So this is what I mean. Right now, well, these guys are going to retreat here in a second. And that's going to be unfortunate because we're not going to be able to get to these guys, I don't think, in time to shatter them. Yep. Well, that was unfortunate, not a huge deal, right? But what I was trying to say there is that since these guys were retreating, we needed to charge in and shatter them ASAP so we can capture them and get their perks and stuff before this guy retreats. Because once he retreated, then everybody would be retreating, and then the game would be over, or the battle would be over. So. Okay, so here's our screen after we've won a battle. We can see here that we lost about 300 men. They lost 1,000. That's a pretty good ratio, if you ask me. We captured 1,986 of them. This is our loot. We got haversacks, we got spirits, cannon, saber, T-ration, treaties, and some shoes. We got 231 gold. This is what now get to picture what we do with our captured enemies. Do we want to ransom them for money and ammo? Do we want to conscript them into our army and get more reservists and our casualties restored? Or do we want to get veterans status and provisions? How are we going to determine this? Number one, how many men did we lose? We lost 300 men. How many men do we have in reserve? We have 500 men. So we can absorb that loss. The ammo, we have a good chunk of ammo. I don't think we've used all that ammo. We should have more left over once we've restocked. So as of right now, we can fill the gaps of our losses with our men and our ammo and still have stuff left over and not go bankrupt on those items. And what I would definitely start focusing on is getting our veteran status up as soon as possible. So I think what we're going to do here is exchange, get veteran, and provisions. You can see here now we promoted some of our men to get more status. Everybody now gets promoted a little bit, and right, some guys that were 1s are now level 2, and some guys that were level 0 are now level 1. We come up here and we can replenish our army, we can replenish our ammo, or you can do it by brigade, right? If I want to replenish all these guys first, make sure they get everything, and then whatever's left over, you can go to here. Luckily, it's enough for everybody, but if it wasn't, then right, you make sure you get your brigade you want fully stocked, and then whatever's left over, you can give to everybody else. We also, right, we won some new items. So let's go ahead and pass this stuff out. I definitely want the tea rations, and the coffee rations are really good. You can see +4 accuracy, +2 reload. We want strong reloads, and we want strong accuracy, and we want strong deep range as well. So let's go ahead and do that. You can see here our stats go up, +2 morale, +4 stamina, plus move speed and stamina, charge and move speed. And since these are calves, this is a cav unit, I'm going to give them the charge bonus and negative accuracy because they will probably be doing a lot of charging in theory. Okay, so now we've restocked our army. We've made sure everybody's replenished with infantry and ammo. You'll notice here that there's a different color in green, light green and dark green. That dark green is the gap of missing men. It's going to take a couple days for our armies to be fully restocked. It's not an instant thing. Once we hit those buttons, it takes a day or two from the armies to restock in. Okay, you can see that too here in the red, right? So we're missing a couple men still. As we march, as the days go by, that will change. Let's go ahead and move 1 day, right? And we'll see, boom, within the 1 day, we now pick up full army. Before we're going to go to the city, right? Here's a convoy right here, and if we know we have to intercept 4 convoys, so let's go ahead and see what this convoy is going to do. Okay, we don't have enough men to do anything here, so let's go ahead and skip that, come here to the city, and then we can go back. Ooh, there's an army coming. Okay, let me see, how many men do they have? 3,600, we should be able to take care of them, no problem. Here we are now in our first city of the game, and this is a big city. You can tell it's a big city because it's, you know, it looks more modern, it has a lot of stuff here, and also it's got this noble estate. I'm pretty sure those are only in the big cities. This is where we can come and buy other generals if we wanted a new general. Again, we can also buy right our ammo. So every 50 gold is going to buy us 150 ammo. Every 60 is going to buy us 500 men. Every 30, 50 provisions. As of right now, the gold, this all looks okay. We can also come here to our, ooh, that's one of the debuffs of the Holy Roman Empire is there's less people to recruit. So yeah, anyways, we can come here and we can start building out our army. We can also sell stuff, right? So we have an old weapon we don't want. We have a dragoon sword we don't want. And a 3-pound gun is nothing, so let's just get rid of that, right? So let's sell that. They have 814 gold left in this town square, and we have 608 gold. What I'm gonna wanna do is start buffing up our armies. Do they have any, first of all, do they have any excellent stuff? Doesn't look like it so far. Ooh, this guy's good actually. Plus accuracy is pretty good. Basic though. We kind of want to avoid the basic stuff if possible. And yeah, this town, let's see. They have more officers and they're cheaper. Okay. So looking at this first town, I really think that okay, let's see. Should we buy a general for later? An artillery? We're going to need an artillery guy at some point probably. Artillery range, okay, so this guy's a level 2. He has artillery range plus 15. Move speed I don't care about. This guy has artillery load speed and accuracy and range. Yeah, okay, I think this is the guy. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and purchase this general. Let's also purchase resources as much as we can. And now this is what I was trying to say earlier about my strategy, right? So we just bought all the ammo here that we can, and I stocked up here. I'm almost out of money, so I'm not going to buy anything else. There are no excellent things here. I've got the general I want. We're not going to recruit any infantry here because I want to try and get that perk of no recruiting until the 3rd act. So what am I going to do with this city ever again, right? If we come out here and look, it's at the very beginning of the map. It's in the corner. We're never coming back here. There's already an army coming at us, actually. I'm going to raid this town and get resources. Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm going to do. Because I'm never going to need to come back here and get anything. So let's do that. Let's go ahead and raid. And here comes an army right at us. Well, actually, sorry. Before we raid... Oh, yeah, because there was no... Yeah, actually, you're right. I don't need to do anything because I thought I bought something, but there was nothing excellent there. So we're not buying anything yet. These guys, we outnumber them pretty good. Let's raid. Let them come to us. Okay, yep, they're going to fight us. Just 3 infantries in a row. Free to quarter, though. They're not wimps. Let's fight. One of the main strategies here, too, is just to engage with everything. We want to fight often, especially in the first act when the armies are easier. We want to fight often. We want to hit all the map engagements and get as much money and items as possible. Okay, here we are. We're going to go ahead and occupy this hill right here as best we can and have them come to us. Okay, so let's deploy. This is our vanguard. Put them right there. There. Right there. We'll move our dragoons to the edge and our general in the middle. Fast forward. Let everybody get in place. Okay, I can already tell, right, these guys need to be facing more this way. Fast forward. Pausing real quick, if we come and look at our unit here, we can zoom in and see this little map icon, right? We talked about we are on this hill, or we're on the edge of this hill. So we're at 39% elevation gain. What that does is if you look at our accuracy here, we get a 4% boost to our accuracy because of the elevation. And I'm pretty sure that's it. Yeah. So yeah, that's why elevation can be good. It's gonna boost our accuracy. And then if we're gonna also start seeing some guys over here come into cover because they'll be against the fence and in these fields. And we'll see how that affects. Here we go. Right, so these guys are starting to come into cover, 40%, 50% cover. And I don't know if that's displayed anywhere else, but I believe that slows incoming fire. Okay, here we go. Keep paying attention. Okay, so these guys, again, what we want to do, if possible, is engage everybody on the same unit, right? So if all three of these guys can engage this single unit, they will, in theory, fall quicker. Oh, these guys charging or no? They'll, in theory, fall quicker. Allowing us to exploit them in the center. And there we go. We're going to flank here with our dragoons. One shot here, one volley. And then let's move a little bit farther in the back. Let's get an actual back shot to them. Let's give these Germans a back shot. And let's actually get a little bit longer of a line. Maximize our firepower. I mean, so right, we're literally right behind these guys. Oh. Okay, yep, so there you go. So these guys flanked and routed those guys. Let's go ahead and get them moving here. Because, right, I want to now go and shatter that army so that I capture them completely. These guys can flip to this way. And so now this should shatter them pretty quickly. I think. Oh, man. Once that blue goes all the way down. Boom, okay. Oh. So again, now these guys are retreating. Let's go ahead and shatter them before we really work on routing these guys, right? Because if we route these guys now, before we shatter them, we will not capture this army, I don't believe. Here they go, they're charging. Oh yeah. See, they're about to retreat, but I need to get these guys first. Come on. Shatter these guys. Come on. Come on. Boom. Okay, perfect. See, now it's okay to route these guys. There you go. Boom. Okay. Okay, 162 gold. We lost 529. They lost 1200. I want, again, I'm going to do the veteran stuff again. I want to see what happens when I really, really focus on that. Especially when we have a smaller amount of men right now. That should be making it able to promote them very quick, I think. We have a good chunk of men. Let's go ahead and just replenish everybody's ammo and men right now. We're fully stocked. We are raiding, if you remember, so let's continue to raid. All right, we're getting 20 gold and 5 provisions each turn. And then at the end, it's going pretty slow though, I will say. Hey, some items though, not bad. So let's go ahead and go here. Spontoons are pretty good. That helps us with our morale and veteran gain. Okay, we're all stacked up though here. So we're at the point where we're gonna wanna probably buy and expand some of our stuff here. Since this is our vanguard, I'm gonna put the earthworks here. I've noticed that the earthworks and the other like the static buffs are excellent, because when you're fighting the enemy, been shooting each other for 20 volleys and you're weak and he's weak and they charge at you or somebody charges at you, having that thing up is excellent. So I do like these earthworks. So we put one there. Let's give these guys the movement speed. Expand these guys. We'll give them melee and morale damage. We'll give them some beer rations. We'll expand this one as well. And so here's the thing, right? So the T, I'm going to go ahead and replace the medicinal herbs with the T, and then let's also give them, let's give them melee. Oh, we can't. Okay. Again, so this is a field implement. So is this. We can only have one per army brigade. And then that, yep, can't. Let's go ahead and upgrade them to, and we'll give them the ammo box. Okay. So we've just upgraded all of our units with one extra slot. We've filled everything in. We've raided this town. Let's go back to our convoy, which is where this all started. And now we can give them a large escort and get a reward. So our reward is 70 gold, 2 items, and 320 reservists. Okay, so not bad. One thing I do want to do also is I want to be marching with forced march almost always. So let's click forced march. That's going to make us go a lot faster. And the name of the game here is to get around as much as possible with as many encounters as possible to get as much money, veteran, etc., as possible. So we want to force march. Let's go to this battlefield and check it out. Okay. Moderate chance to get another cav unit. Okay. Okay. We lost some men, but got a free unit, an extra unit. Ooh, 1,000 too. Okay. Oh boy. Okay. We can give them the heavy jackets. We can give them some cheese rations, and that is all we can give them right now. Wow, yeah, they're not very strong, but there's a lot of them. Okay. How much is, okay, 600 to buy a new one. Okay, let's keep force marching down the line. Okay, here's a city that likes us and sells cheap ammo. Perfect. Let's sell some stuff here. We can sell this. We can sell this. Let's get rid of everything. It's all basic stuff. And we don't like basic stuff. This is a new one. I haven't seen this before. Cavalry pistols. Interesting. It's 50, huh? Let's try it. Okay, let's buy that. And let's give them here? No, just here, huh? Interesting. I mean, does that give us an actual weapon, or do we need a weapon here? I think it's its own weapon. We'll have to figure that out. Is this an actual weapon, or is it just a boost to the weapons we already have? I think it's its own weapon. We're not buying anything from the barracks because that's our perk we're going after. We're not buying anything here yet because it's all still basic, and we don't need any of these other things yet. So what? Right? We've already sold everything. There's nothing else we want here. I'm gonna get cheap provisions. Now we're out of money. And what I'm going to do now is raid this town. And it's going to give me free money and food for raiding. And I've just bought everything I need. I don't need anything else from here, right? So let's raid it. And that's going to attract enemies that we want to fight anyways. Hopefully, right, that they're not too big. But as of right now, that hasn't been a problem. There we go. Okay, so hopefully this strategy is making sense, right? We're marching through here. As we get everything we need from the towns, we're raiding them. Hopefully that is attracting armies that we can handle. And we're getting more perks and stuff from those battles as well. Here's a slum. I'm not a big fan of slums, but let's go ahead and just see what's going on there. Okay, we don't need reservists, so I don't need that, but 100 for 3 weapons, that's not bad. And they're actually, okay, that's pretty good. So if we go back to our tents, right, and we look, at least some of these guys had worn basic muskets, right? So let's get rid of that. One thing I wish there is a way to compare easier. I don't think there's a way to compare side by side as easy, but I think we want to switch that. And we also have a upgrade notice here for this guy. He's upgraded 3. I have not seen this tree yet, so let's go ahead and look here. Yeah, okay. Level 3 can get us artillery. We can start upgrading to the land mills, musketeers, grenadiers. So basically they can start to be, we can make all the different company or countries, Bavarians, Palatine, Württemberg, Crease. Okay, I'm not going to upgrade him just yet, but okay, that's cool. Well, this guy, Imperial, I guess he's already been, okay, he's Cav already. Okay, let's keep moving. Force March here. Okay, we don't need that yet. These are all very basic stuff. I'll keep these in case we need them later. Let's sell though. We're not really, don't have a whole lot of money right now. And again, if we remember our strategy right, the whole thing that we're doing right now is we're raiding and getting as many items and stuff as we can, because we're at some point going to get over here and down here to favorable cities that give us favorable stuff. So that's where we're going to do a lot of the buying and selling. Right now, we're just trying to get as much resources as possible. So I'm not like, I'm just looking in here for anything that's like I really want and need. Not that I can even afford it. Look at, I have 140 gold, so it's not like I can even afford anything. So right, the food's expensive here. Let's go ahead and buy, well, it's not. See, now here's where I get a little stuck up on the strategy, because I'm missing some money. I don't have a lot of money. I could buy things here. I don't need it right now, so I don't know if I need to buy anything here right now. Let me think about this for a second. So if I skip raiding this town, I come around, raid, come here. On the way back, I'm not sure if I'm going to ever come back to here. Let's skip raiding this town for now. I might come back here at the very, very end. We'll see. Okay, let's keep marching. Basically, there's nothing I want to buy there yet. I want to save money for a new brigade as well at some point. Okay. Okay, yeah, if we'll lose 5%. No, 5%. That's okay. Whatever. Okay, force march. Let's go the long way around. Boom. Okay, perfect. Oh, so these guys are a little bit stronger. Here we go. We now have 2 cav units though, and 3 infantry. They got 4 infantry and 1 cav. Let's go. Let's do it. I think this is probably our last battle for this first strategy playthrough. Hopefully it's been more in depth and you've been enjoying it so far. Okay. Since we have a hill here, we're going to move our men up to the hill. We also have this guy with the earthworks, so he's going to be our vanguard on the hill, protecting everybody. Okay. Okay, let's go to half speed. Let's deploy, move him here. Double speed, move him here. Okay, now fast forward. And hopefully, holding this hill will provide us with a decent defensive position. Right now, I'm kind of adjusting my line. Again, kind of like making angles, not just a straight line, but like kind of making angles so that you can suck in their army and then pinch point them, pincer them. That's kind of what we want to do here. But these guys have more units than we have. We have more men than they have in smaller units, a smaller amount of units. So they have the flexibility. We have the punching power. They have the flexibility. What we would love to have, right, is have the units with the most minimum, 1,800 men, and then have the most individual units so we can flank and wrap around and envelop them. Okay. I feel like this is going to be the most hit flank. I also feel like we want the Friedrich Corps recruits as the first. And boom, yep, okay, both of these guys are fighting exactly what we want. And then we'll let them, we want these guys to hit the outer edge first. And right, the whole idea here is when we're focusing our fire, these two units on this one, hopefully we're going to push them to retreat first so that we can then again, right, move, then focus fire on these other units, get them retreat, and then start wheeling around and outnumbering them. Okay, see, boom, we've got them exactly what we wanted. Now these guys are now focused here, and we want to actually move, if we can. We're going to not be able to flank them, I don't think. Oh, okay, crap, we lost that. That was not great. And our general is too far away to rally them. What we'd want to do now is bring our general over here to our routing infantry, or routing cav, and bring them back, but we're too far away, we're not going to make it. So let's let them go. That was the 1,000 men. Yeah, they were the, you can see that they have a real quick breaking point actually. Wow, yeah. Our Imperial Dragoons did not falter though. So let's make sure that we are shattering these guys. Shatter them, come on. Oh, come on, boys, shatter them. Okay, double quick. One thing to note here that is still, I've got to figure out the best way here, but basically if we click here, we're going to take off the bayonets. If we have the bayonets on, we're actually losing accuracy, right? If we look here, we're losing, I think, accuracy, right? So if we turn this off, yeah, we get 49 accuracy. Yeah, I don't know. That's something you got to remember to do, is to remove the bayonets. But then you got to remember to put them back on if they start charging. So I don't know if it's worth it to take them off, basically, because I think you'll probably forget to put them back on when you need them. Oh my gosh, rout these guys! Come on, shatter them. I mean. Okay, they are routed. Uh-oh, they came to fight back again. Not shattering them yet. You turn around. Ooh, turn around. Turn around. Come on, we just want to shatter these guys so we can capture them. Take them with us. Finally. Okay, full speed ahead. We're gonna charge our cav right into the back of these guys. Oh, he turned around. That's my general. Uh-oh. That's my general. Got him though, okay. Go and rat him. Or shatter him, I mean. Come on, we gotta shatter these guys. I feel like they should be routing a lot quicker, or shattering quicker, but maybe maybe not. And this guy here. Finally, okay. Okay, we lost 800 men, and we've made money, and we're gonna do the veteran thing again, because I still have enough men to replenish everything. Okay, we're about to the town of Cosel, which we are going to probably raid, in all honesty, as we then circle back around. Probably raid another village or two, swing back here, raid, come here, sell, raid, come all the way back over here, prepare for the headquarters, and that is the current idea. So I hope you have been enjoying this slower paced, more strategic, more thoughtful episode of Master of Command. This is using our brand new DLC that dropped today for me. Brand new DLC with the Holy Roman Empire. We are testing out our old tried and true strategy, shifting some things a little bit for the new playstyle of this nation. I hope you're enjoying it. If you are, please leave a comment. Tell me if you are liking it, if what you like, what you don't like. Please do subscribe to my channel, Mr. Boonall Gaming. I am a new channel. I'm growing. Every little bit helps. And of course, I appreciate it very, very much. I'm going to go ahead, like I said, and cut it here. I will jump back into my next episode ASAP, where we're going to continue to dig into strategy of what we're actually doing as we play, try out different methods, try out different items, see what is the best way to min-max this game. Please follow me. Please follow along with me on the journey. I will see you on the battlefield.